Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Shukran Isham for the opportunity, for giving me the opportunity to come here today, inshallah, and to speak to the youth. Isham just phoned me 2 nights ago. He told me that there is some, program that we're having tonight here for the youth, and he's inviting me to come here, and he would like me to give a talk. Actually, I'm a pharmacist by profession, and since I've come here to Saudi Arabia, alhamdulillah, I've had a lot of interaction with Hisham, and I've been to the Islamic Center here, and for me it's been a learning experience, to get into the field of dawah. So, for the youth, I think it's very important to remember that, at this stage of your life, it's a very critical time. Okay, it is a time when you are exposed to many different things. It's a time when your mind is very fresh and open to a lot of ideas. It's a time, when you are at university, you are studying, you're trying to find a direction in your life where you want to go. So it's a very critical time in your life, and it's also very important to make the right decisions, because the decisions that you make, at this time of your life, it will have an effect on what happens later on in your life. So when it comes to da'wah, da'wah is, first of all, we have to make da'wah to ourselves. So we have to know the religion of Islam, what it means to be a Muslim, and what is our responsibilities, number one, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is our responsibilities towards our families, what is our responsibilities towards our friends, what is our responsibilities towards our communities, what is our responsibility towards our environment. We have responsibilities towards all of these things, and also we have rights over these things. So how we are molded, our thinking, is developed at this point in our life, will affect, our future. If you look at, for example, in the Quran, there's a nice story about Nabi Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and I'm sure all of us know the story, but it's just good to repeat it. That when he was at the peak of his youth, he was taken as a slave, and he was working, in the household for his master. And when you are in your youth, the environment that he was in, that you're physically developing, right? You're developing your emotions, you're developing your feelings, right? And the wife of the person that was his master, she made advances towards him. Okay, she wanted to do haram with him, right? And this is how shaitan, he takes hold of us when we are at this vulnerable period of our life, to let us go off the sirat al-mustaqim. But because he was righteous, he was pious, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him and showed him a sign, so that at this very critical time he was saved from from the advances that was made to him. And he made the choice that he would rather go to the sijn or to the jail, than to do this haram. So I think this is an example for the youth to remember that the time that we have in this world is very short. Okay, and the real life is in the akhirah. This life there is some enjoyment for us in this life, but it's not just about enjoyment. This is a test, it's a fitna, it's a trial, it's a time where Allah is testing us, and then when we have patience, in terms of the trials that Allah tests us with in this world, then we will be rewarded in the next world. So we have to keep this in mind at all times, that what is our purpose here in this life? What are we doing here? That if we miss out on certain, fun activities that we think, okay, the rest of the world, they are enjoying, then it doesn't mean that we have lost out. It is just that it's a trial and a test for us, so that if we persevere, if we have patience, if we have sabr, and you follow, the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us in the Quran, then in this way we will be successful. So I think just my message to you in conclusion is that, number one, we have to take the Quran as our guide. We have to read the Quran. We have to think about what Allah talks to us about in the Quran, and we have to live and execute the Quran in our life, so that it will be a protection for us, and it will be a protection for us in the next life, inshallah. Jazakallahu khair wa ahmadu wa alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.